Legislature information, Don speaking. How may I help you?
I want to speak to my member of parliament. A huge dog is running loose in my backyard. There ought to be a law against that.
Well, sir, I think you have the wrong number.
This is the government, isn't it?
You've reached the provincial legislature. There are 3 levels of government. The federal parliament in Ottawa looks after the whole country of Canada, international affairs, that sort of thing.
It's a German shepherd.
Yes, well, then each province has a legislative assembly that looks after provincial matters. Here at the legislature, we look after the special concerns of Albertans.
My backyard is in Alberta.
Yes, but...
Darn! Oh, now we definitely got us a real Alberta problem.
I don't understand.
From my barbecue. That dog just stole some Alberta beef.
You are calling from...
Haystack, Alberta.
Haystack, like other cities and towns, has the 3rd type of government, a municipal council. Haystack Town Council, that's who you want to talk to about passing an animal control law.
So my member of parliament won't help?
Sir, this is the Alberta Legislature. We don't have MPs here, members of parliament. We have MLAs.
Now, don't get me MAD confusing me with your fandango lawyer talk. What's an MLA?
An MLA is a member of the Legislative Assembly.
Member of the what?
MLAs are members of the Legislative Assembly. They make all of Alberta's laws and decide how to spend your tax dollars.
Gotta run. It's an international crisis now. He's chasing my Mexican Chihuahua.
Legislature information, Don speaking.
Yes, I've heard that the Assembly is only in session 4 days a week and maybe 5 months of the year. So what do these MLAs do in their spare time?
Well, every MLA represents an electoral district or constituency and has an office there. Most of the
You'd like to know what I do all day? Well, I'd be happy to have you along. I'm just on my way into my constituency office right now. I just became an MLA after the last election, so I'm pretty new on the job, and I spend as much time as I can in my constituency. People who want to see me, whether it's about a workers' compensation claim, about a social services or healthcare matter, can drop in or call or write me here. I'd say the most important thing to know is that your MLA represents everyone in their constituency, even if they don't agree.
I want you to know, ma'am, I didn't vote for you, but you're my MLA, and I have a problem. In fact, I have more than one problem. First, there's that dog that's always running loose. Well, I only seen him once, but you never know. Then there's my grandma. She lives in Sweden, and she wants to come and live in Canada, but I don't have a clue how to get her here. Then there's this here hospital bed situation.
As is often the case, he's not sure who he should be talking to, which level of government. I tell him that animal control is a municipal or local government concern. He can probably handle that one himself. But bringing his grandmother from Sweden is more complex. It's a federal matter, but I offer to help him by calling the Federal Citizen and Immigration Department to find out which officials he should talk to.
Okay. Well, you don't do dogs, and you don't do Swedish grandmothers. Give me some time, and I'll think of something you can do for me.
Your MLA helps you with concerns that involve provincial laws or policies. Basically, I'm a bridge between you and the system. This is my constituency office. If I'm not at the legislature in Edmonton, you can usually find me here in the office or somewhere in my constituency. I've got a great assistant. Far too many details to look after without her help.
Good morning. Don't forget to call the Health Minister by 10 o'clock. And these are the amendments to the Motor Vehicles Act. And here's your appointments from your day timer. Oh, and Mr. Edmonds just called. He wants to see you before you leave for the legislature. And this is that child welfare report you wanted to quote from in Monday's debate.
Talk about busy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pleading that MLAs are underpaid or overworked. It's just that I've only been in office for 3 months and it's all a bit overwhelming. It feels like my first days as a teacher. I taught grade 6 for 9 years, but I remember preparing for my very first classes and being shocked at how much there was to do before I ever set foot in the classroom. Now I'm shocked at how much there is to do before I ever set foot in the assembly, but I'm happy. I wanted to make a difference, help my grade 6s and my own kids have a solid future. I thought the way to do that was to get involved in making Alberta's policies rather than just accepting them or complaining about them. There are lots of ways to do that. But I joined a political party, and many years later, here I am. The election campaign was tough, but it was nothing compared to actually being an MLA. The sheer volume of issues that compete for your attention and time is staggering. From health and hospital care to energy and resources. From educational issues to agriculture. Constituents expect me to be informed. Some of them are very involved in issues that are important to them, and I have to work hard just to know as much as they do. So I study and learn all I can. Then there are the personal appearances, guest speaking requests, openings to attend. Then...
Roberta, are you all right?
Oh, Mr. Jones, come in. How nice to see you. Mr. Jones is one of my constituents. He's a business person and is very well informed on just about everything. And like me, he cares a great deal about this constituency. He's here to talk to me about welfare reform, and I know we don't agree on a lot of things in that area. Still, the constituency needs people with his interest and energy, so I always like to discuss issues with him. I come away feeling I know a bit more than I did before. So the day starts. That was my first of many appointments this morning. Then there are letters to answer.
Dear Mrs. Roberts, I'm writing to advise you that the intersection of Haystack Road and Highway 5 is very dangerous and needs a traffic light.
Dear Mrs. Roberts, I'm concerned about my husband's gambling. Where in Cityview can I get help?
Yes, I remember. You were worried about one of the changes to the Motor Vehicles Act. I have them in front of me. Oh no, I must be dreaming. What's that in his hands? No, plumbing problems are not an MLA's responsibility. I suggest that he check the yellow pages for a good plumber. I do get some strange requests, but for the most part, the confidence that my constituents show when they ask for my help makes me realize what an honor and privilege it is to be an MLA. It reminds me of some words of wisdom my fellow MLAs had for me when I was elected.
God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth so you can listen twice as much as you talk.
You're not there to represent yourself. You're not there to make a name for yourself. No matter what party you belong to, you're there to represent all of your constituents. And that's the only reason you're there.
Being an MLA means working with people, working for people, and making sure you are communicating with people at all times, making sure you are an advocate for people, that you are there for them. You have to love people to do this job.
Well, time to make a few more phone calls. A couple more appointments. Look at the time. I've got to leave for Edmonton now or I won't make the afternoon sitting of the Assembly. Quite a drive ahead of me to the Legislature building. I like to use that time to return the rest of the calls from my constituents. Sometimes it seems like I never get off the phone.
Hello? Mr. Jones, it was nice speaking with you today. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that.
Mr. Jones has decided to join a political party, but not mine. This is disappointing, but still good for the province and good for my constituency. His dedication to Haystack Cityview's future will benefit the whole system. A political party is merely a collection of people who share similar ideas about how the province should be governed. Their ideas become the foundation for their party's policies. In political terms, a party's set of policies is called a platform. While each party has its own point of view about how things should be done, all political parties have the well-being of the province and its citizens as their first concern. Still, I wish Mr. Jones was on our team. I wonder if I can change his mind. I made it, time to spare. Now into the caucus meeting. We all have to discuss what to do about that new Labour bill. Now into the afternoon sitting of the legislature with the rest of the MLAs. Debating, deciding, democracy. The week is over and time to get back to my constituency. I don't believe it. He had another problem only his MLA could help him with. He needed a ride.
By the way, I overheard you got yourself a caucus. Can it be cured? Can I call you a doctor?
I do belong to a caucus, and caucus isn't a disease. It means all MLAs that belong to the same political party. When they meet, it's called a caucus meeting. Quick stop back at the constituency office. A couple of phone calls to make. A few letters to look over and sign, and it's time to head into the town hall meeting. About half of the Haystack City View constituency wants to ban motorboats from Lake Haystack. They say the boats are polluting the lake and hurting the fish stocks. The other half feels that boaters make an important contribution to the economy, and losing them would hurt the whole constituency. It's a pretty hot topic, and I've been working hard to come up with a compromise. But feelings are running pretty high on both sides. Who knows what'll happen? Well, that wasn't so bad. Listening to their points of view gave me some ideas. I'll call both the Minister of the Environment and the Minister of Tourism tomorrow and talk to them about it. Oh, it can't be. There you are, an average day. Years ago, being an MLA was a part-time job, but now it can take up to 80, 90 hours a week. An MLA I know who used to be a farmer said it's like harvesting 12 months of the year. But my family is proud of me and they give me plenty of support. And then there's my constituents. It was pretty humbling to think that so many people believed in me and supported me in the election. It's a thought I'll always cherish. They gave me a job to do, to be an extension of them, to voice their feelings, their values, and their ideals in the party caucus and in Alberta's Legislative Assembly.
Legislature information.
What kind of guy preaches from a cupboard?
Pardon?
Cabinet minister. What, is it too early in the morning for you?
Oh, a cabinet minister. To answer that, I'll have to explain a bit about how the Legislative Assembly works.
Is this gonna take long?
I'll try to make it brief. After an election, the political party that has the most MLAs elected forms the government. Most people think of the whole Legislative Assembly as the government. But in the parliamentary system, the government is really the leader of the party with the majority of the seats in the Assembly, and the Cabinet or Executive Council, who are MLAs the Premier appoints to their posts after the election. It's the government's job to present to the Assembly their policies for running the province. Policies are put into practice through new laws and through the annual budget.
I get it. Kind of like a hockey team bringing in a new idea for a power play.
Well, I think I'll let your MLA from Haystack City View explain.
Yeah, she knows the game.
The government sits on this side of the House. The leader of the party in office becomes the Premier of the province and sits here.
Nice chair for a coach.
How did he get in there?
That's really what the Premier is, the coach of the party in office. He's the one who in the end calls the shots, but not without the expert advice of the whole team. Together they decide how the province will be governed. Now, government business is divided into different departments. There's the Department of Education, Community Development, Transportation and Utilities, Public Works, Municipal Affairs, Science and... Each cabinet minister is in charge of a government department. In the House, they sit in the front row along with the Premier. When you write to a minister or the Premier, you address them as honorable. The rest of us MLAs just go by Mrs., Mr., Ms., or whatever title is appropriate. Cabinet ministers are called ministers because they administer the affairs of their departments.
Well, what about the cupboards?
Cupboards?
The cabinet.
That word actually comes from a long-ago tradition in the parliamentary system when those in power like to meet in small, secretive rooms. In fact, at that time, those rooms were called cabinets.
Who sits here? The bodyguard?
No, not everyone who belongs to the party in office holds a cabinet post. Most, in fact, don't. These seats behind the front row belong to MLAs who aren't in the cabinet. Their official name is private member, but sometimes they're called backbenchers.
Because of where they sit. But what about over here?
The party that wins the second largest number of seats in the Assembly forms the official opposition. They sit on this side of the chamber. The leader of their party becomes the leader of the opposition and sits here across from the Premier. It's the opposition's role to question the government and keep its actions in the public eye. They help you to hold the government accountable for its decisions and make sure it's doing a good job of running the province.
I don't see how they can keep an eye on every department at once.
Well, the leader of the opposition picks individual MLAs from the opposition to watch government departments. By themselves, these government watchdogs are called critics. Together, they are called a shadow cabinet. They don't have any formal decision-making power like cabinet ministers, but they keep a close watch over the ministers who do make the decisions, and they give a different perspective about how things should be done.
Do you have to join a party to become an MLA?
No, in fact, you're sitting in the seat of an independent. That means you don't belong to a caucus.
Hey, hold on. Oh, this guy's got the best seat in the house. What does he do?
This is where the Speaker sits, controlling the discussions and debates in the Assembly, sort of a referee between the opposition and the government. The Speaker is elected to this post by all the other MLAs. Once elected, the Speaker serves the whole Assembly. The Speaker ensures that correct parliamentary procedure is used to debate or vote on an issue. The Speaker must be impartial and cannot take part in a debate or vote except to break a tie. The toughest time of the day for the Speaker is oral question period, which takes up 50 minutes of each day's sitting. Oral question period gives us MLAs a chance to ask questions about government policy on any public issue. Things heat up pretty quickly, and the Speaker has to control it, making sure the heckling doesn't get out of hand, and that each side gets a fair chance to make its case. This is the part of the sitting that is usually reported on the news or in the paper, and it's broadcast live on TV every day.
This is okay, but myself, I'd rather be there. Roberta told me you can go to the 4th floor of the Legislature building and check in at the security desk. She says it starts at 1:30 tomorrow. Tomorrow is a new day, and now I know what to do.
Visitors sit up there in the gallery.
I sat up here once before, and there was so much arguing going on down there, they even woke me up.
Well, it may sound like arguing and confusion, but we MLAs call it debating, probing all sides of an issue.
So which of these guys taxes my cigarettes?
Oh, you want to know who draws up the budget?
I just want to know who to complain to.
You can't smoke in here. Taxes and spending are all part of the annual budget, and the person ultimately in charge of that is the provincial treasurer. The treasurer is a cabinet minister, and the department is called the Treasury Department.
You got their phone number on you?
The treasurer doesn't make the decisions alone, though. Each department, each minister has to decide what money they want to spend, and they take their spending estimates to the treasurer. Then, of course, someone has to figure out how much money the province will make during the year, in taxes, oil and gas revenue, and so on. Finally, the Treasury Board, which is a committee of cabinet ministers, looks it over and helps put things in order of importance.
You mean the guy who sits here next to the Premier, this treasurer fella and his buddies, just decide who they ding for taxes and then who gets all the money?
No. Once the budget is put together, the treasurer presents it to the whole Assembly. That's everyone who sits in here, cabinet ministers, private members, and the opposition. We debate the policies behind the budget, and then we debate the actual figure, the spending estimates of each department. Then we vote.
Why all the foo-fra? Can't you just make up your minds?
Well, you pay the taxes and you elected me to represent you.
I didn't vote for you.
I still represent you, and the other MLAs represent their constituents. The government can't spend your money without the approval of a majority of the MLAs that Albertans elected to represent them.
So you, my MLA from Haystack Cityview, are watching my tax money?
Right.
Good. I didn't vote for you, but I trust you.
Don't just trust me. Let me know what you think. Remember, it's your money.
Well, I think I don't want you to get any of it, but I trust you. I tell you who I don't trust, though, that Bill guy.
What Bill guy?
It says here on this order paper, introduction of Bill. But I was here and he didn't turn up. You can't trust a guy like that.
Oh, that Bill. Bill isn't a guy. Bill is actually the second way, along with the budget, that the government puts its policies into action. Each law passed by the Assembly starts off as an idea, a written proposal called a bill. Each bill on the way to becoming law is read 3 times in the Legislative Assembly.
You mean out loud?
Well, no. The term reading comes from the early days of the British Parliament, when most members of Parliament couldn't read or write, and someone had to read the bill out loud to them. Today, readings mean the stages of debate a bill must pass before it can become law. First reading is the introduction of the bill. At second reading, we debate the overall principle of the bill, then we vote. If the bill passes this stage, it goes to the next, Committee of the Whole. That's where MLAs debate the bill's fine print, the sections and clauses, and sometimes even single words. When we've all had our say, we vote again, and bills that pass here go to the last debating stage, third reading. Again, we have a chance to criticize or support the bill before voting on it for the last time. When a bill has passed third reading, the Lieutenant Governor grants royal assent on behalf of the Queen, and the bill becomes law. Royal assent is mostly a formality, but bills have to receive royal assent because Canada is a constitutional monarchy, so the Queen's representative has to approve.
So, what if I want to make a new law?
Well, all new laws start with what our constituents tell us they want. So you can bring me your idea, and if enough Albertans feel as you do and say so, I could have a bill drafted. Or I could ask a cabinet minister if the government would support the idea and introduce its own bill. A government bill has the best chance of passing.
So, I want to make a law about dogs. I want to tax dogs, too.
Dog control is the responsibility of the municipality, remember?
Oh, yeah. There are 3 levels of government. This is the Alberta Legislature. Only things that affect Albertans as a whole are decided here.
By George, I think he's got it.
George? Who's George? I thought we were talking about Bill. Excuse me. I was wondering if you could show me around. I want to get acquainted with this place. I got plans, big plans.
Big plans?
Yeah, how about a tour and some history?
Well, all right, follow me.
I should learn my way around. You see, between you and me, I think I'll be moving in here.
The Alberta Legislature building was designed by Alan Merrick Jeffers, who was the provincial architect. Construction began in 1907 on the site of Fort Edmonton overlooking the North Saskatchewan River. It took 5 years to construct and wasn't completed until 1912. Before the building was completed, the Legislative Assembly had to meet in makeshift quarters. Their first session opened in the Thistle Curling Rink in Edmonton, and the first sittings were held in Mackay Avenue School. Materials for construction of the Legislature building came from all over the world. Granite from Vancouver Island, sandstone from the Glenbow Quarry near Calgary, green marble from Pennsylvania and Belgium, light gray marble from Quebec.
Hey, what's the matter with plain old plywood?
The main entrance leads into the rotunda. The walls of the rotunda rise uninterrupted 55 meters from the floor to the vaulted dome. The rotunda connects the east wing and the west wing of the main floor. The Legislature Library is behind the marble staircase leading up to the Assembly Chamber. One of the most beautiful additions to the Legislature building was the Carillon, located on the 5th floor, installed in 1967 to commemorate Canada's centennial. It has 391 bells that play a beautiful selection of music. The building houses images of our history and political traditions. Inside the rotunda are 2 bronze statues, one of Princess Louise Caroline Alberta, after whom the province is named, and one of Chief Crowfoot, a Blackfoot native chief whose cooperation led to the peaceful settlement of Alberta. Any visitor to the building is immediately aware of the rich political history that has transpired within these walls. Portraits of premiers and lieutenant governors adorn the walls of the 3rd floor. And the 4th floor contains portraits of Alberta's speakers. Any newly elected MLA is immediately overcome with the awesome responsibility of representing their constituents, a responsibility carried so well by so many in the past. The beautiful grounds surrounding the building were completed in the 1980s and have since become a favorite family holiday park. And the best part is that it's yours. You can visit year-round whether to watch the proceedings of the Legislative Assembly or to stroll on the grounds.
Yep, I tell you, I'm glad you don't have to be a member of a party to be an MLA, because I'm not a member of a party.
Oh, you could join one.
Nope, got my own ideas, and I'm going to run against you in the next election. Oh, I'm tired of having all you people pass all the laws. I'm going to decide a few things by myself. Yes, sirree, things will be different when I'm elected.
Good government is all about getting involved and making a difference. You don't have to join a party or run for office, but your MLA does need your interest and input. They need to know how their constituents feel about issues. After all, your MLA represents you. Your MLA needs to know what you think.
Yep, definitely gotta get to know this place. Let's see. Interpretive Center and Gift Shop? Roberta tells me this is a good place to start. Tours of the Legislature start right from here, and they're free. This place has everything. History? Yeah, that's my style. Elections. One day I'm gonna be premier. Better yet, maybe I'll be that speaker fella. Sit in his chair and give all the orders. Yes, sirree. Gonna be big changes when I'm elected. I better check in and find out about getting elected.
Thank you for calling Legislature Information at 427-2826. Our office is now closed, but if you have a question about the Alberta Legislature or wish to know your MLA's name, address, and phone number, please leave a message and we'll call you with the answer.
I don't have a question, but I do have some answers. Yes, sirree! Gonna be big changes. Dog laws, cat laws, too. Oh, yes, when I'm elected, I'll bring on a law against that great, big, nasty German shepherd.
Come in.
Oh, Roberta! I've been looking into this election business. Folks seem to like you, but I got me some great ideas. I just need to spread them around a bit.
Oh, sounds like you need a campaign manager.
Got one. In fact, he's right here. Roberta, meet my cousin.